What's the theme?
Murder mysteries.
Murder mysteries.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about the murder mysteries.
Oh, I have something. Like, what's your favorite unsolved mystery?
Like real mystery, or like what are you asking?
Like real mystery.
What are my options? I don't even know.
I'm just trying to think of like a theme for this episode.
Usually we don't have one. Usually we just kind of do whatever. This is the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
And that someone else is me, and I'm the only someone else on today's episode.
Yeah. No one else wanted to come on with Tanner, so.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of the guest repellent, I guess.
You can understand that.
Yeah. No, I definitely can. Well, also it's like a stealing the spotlight type deal, so.
That's right, because you're great.
Yes.
So the kids are saying?
The one thing about me. I steal the spot. So how's it going? What's new with you?
Not much. I've been working a lot, so scheduling has been tough. But
are you doing mostly night stuff now?
I'm all on nights. I've been on working 4, 1 day off, all nights for the last month and a half.
And what's the night schedule? Like what hours?
6 to 6. 6 to 6.
Jeez. Have you fully completed your transition to vampirism?
Basically, I've been on nights since March 4th. And it's been working 4 nights and then 1 day off, and it rinse and repeat.
So wait, are you exhausted right now? Or I'm confused.
So for our listeners, it's 8 o'clock at night.
Yes. So how do you feel? What's your current?
Okay. It's not easy. You kind of adjust to it, like you just flip everything, but in a lot of ways you don't, because.
Do you feel energized?
No.
Right. Okay.
What do you mean by energized?
Would you call this meal that you're about to, or maybe just ate most recently, do you call it breakfast?
See, great question. What would you call it? I think we've covered this on the show. Maybe you weren't on it, but we covered this. When do you eat, and what do you eat, and what do you call it?
Yeah. Do you eat breakfast at dinner, basically?
I sleep from whenever I get home, so 6:30 to 7 in the morning until around 1. That's usually as far as I can go. Maybe 1:30. And I eat, let's call it breakfast then. And then I eat again before work, like at 4, maybe 5. Whatever you want to call that. And then I eat in the middle of work, so like at 11 at night or something, 10:30, 11 at night. That's what I'm eating.
And what is that? Just like a quesadilla?
Whatever.
No.
So, a what?
You get Uber Eats, Taco Bell delivered to the plant?
I don't know if Uber Eats goes out there. I bring something, usually. I'll make something for the week. Yeah.
Okay. Classic Daniel, making stuff for the week.
Why is that a bad thing? I don't have time to cook,
I have time. I never said it was a bad thing. I said classic Daniel. If you interpret that as a negative thing, maybe we can open up a dialogue about that. Maybe that's what this episode can be about.
I don't think it needs to be about that.
Okay.
So what's the dialogue for you? What dialogue do we need to open for you?
Well, this past weekend I went to New York City.
Thanks for the invite.
New York.
Yeah.
I went and I met my girlfriend's sister, and I saw a couple of my high school friends, and also some of my friends from UGA. And I introduced them to each other, and I think that they're going to hang out independent of me, and I think that's a good thing. I love when that happens, when I'm able to bring people together. Always, that's a personal Tanner high point. So that's the kind of energy that I'm taking into this coming week. That I brought some people.
How often
together.
are you doing that?
Bringing people together?
Yeah.
3 times a year, maybe.
Oh, so it's a common thing.
Yeah. Well, no. Maybe 2 or 3. Often, but not often enough.
So yeah, anyway, you went to New York. You brought people together. They're going to hang out afterward, probably.
And, I went to Coney Island. That's probably the bigger selling point of this story.
What did you get there?
Emotional beats. Nothing. I literally just went to Coney Island on Friday because I was like, never been to Coney Island. And I'd only heard things about it, and so it was kind of like a joke. I don't know. Yeah. I think that's what this weekend was kind of like. The theme of the weekend was doing the things you do in New York that you haven't done before, that are kind of touristy, like Coney Island and getting drunk at the Times Square's Applebee's.
How many times have you been to New York City?
This was maybe the 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you never got to the big touristy, the Statue of Liberty, stuff like that?
No, I already did that. I already did that stuff. Maybe it's the 5th time. So, at this point it's like, let's go to Coney Island. Let's go get drunk at an Applebee's. Classic stuff, right?
Oh, you get a Coney hot dog, anything like that?
Oh, no, we went to Brighton Beach, which has a lot of Eastern European immigrants. So we had some Turkish food. Turkish/Uzbek food. It was really good. So I was like, I know about the Coney Island, glizzies and whatnot, and glizzy culture, but I was like, let's get some taste your food, taste your grub. So.
Well, I'm glad the trip went okay. How's work going for you? You've been at UPS for a while now, right?
It's pretty stressful. It's a stressful junction right now as we're releasing a new product that's kind of stemming from our team. I won't get into it too much, but it's exciting, but also a lot of work. So, I don't know. You can tell everyone in the department is stressed out too, and like working hard, and it's just like it's a stressful time, I guess. Everyone's working on overtime, and then this is our main priority, and then other departments are still coming to us and are like, hey, can you do this for us? Can you do this for us? And it's like, no, we have to put you on the backlog. So yeah, I won't get started into it. It's very stressful right now, but I think on Thursday there's like an outdoor springtime thing. It looks like
springtime thing, like a festival,
like golf or not frisbee golf, maybe
disc golf. I think it's disc golf, right?
Disc golf, yeah. But like go to a park. I think it's like a picnic. So maybe that'll be a nice relaxing thing. But like, I don't know. It's just been for the past couple of weeks really picked up for the past 3 weeks since the start of this month, basically. It's like That's when the product released. So, or we're piloting it right now, I should say. So kind of stressful stuff. Won't get into it more than what I have, but yeah. But we can talk about some of the mysteries now that we've made our present news. So,
all right. Let me Google top murder mysteries or any mystery.
I already did. So, Daniel, what do you know about Dorothy Fornstein?
Not much.
Well, let me tell you.
Sounds familiar.
Dora Fornstein was an American woman who went missing in 1949. She was 40 at the time, and this is one of the greatest American disappearance mysteries of all time. So let me set the scene. So I think it's New York City, speaking on a common thread. It's a chilly night in October. October 18th to be exact. Dorothy's husband, Jules, had left home for the evening. And he calls her and tells her that he won't be returning till late. And when he did eventually return home, he was surprised to find that the two children were clinging together in the bedroom, and they were crying, exasperated, and just saying, "Mommy's gone, Mommy's gone, Mommy's gone." I believe the daughter told the father, Jules, that roughly 15 minutes prior, that there was a noise, and she had gone downstairs and saw a middle-aged man carrying her unconscious mother down the stairs over his shoulder. And then when she asked him what he was doing, that dude patted her on the head and said, "Go back to sleep, little one. Your mom is fine." He then left and locked the door. Pretty creepy stuff, huh? That's in the record. So even though this is 1949,
it's on the record.
That's like all the stuff on the record that they really know of this time. Just like this creepy man comes over on, it's creepy too because it's told through not told, but just like recounted through the eyes of children. So it's like, how reliable really are they? But like, I bet they probably know what they saw, but like, it's always that like, what did a child really see, So
I feel like a lot of stories are like that,
And
what did the child really see, kind of thing.
In the theme of like, adults and the police not believing like the children. Like that's like a theme in like movies and whatnot. It's like, oh, you a couple kids, you're crazy. So yeah, just like the themes in those movies, the police initially doubted Marcy, the daughter's story, but eventually they did believe it after they had to bring in I believe a mental health specialist to interview the daughter and basically confirm that they were telling the truth. So the police, did start out doubting that original story. So they scrambled to come up with leads because she was, just kind of an innocent mother, non-assuming, just a, regular old like housewife in the 1940s. It's like, this is like a really weird like kidnapping. Like, why would this happen to her? So the police were like, maybe it's a grudge against her husband due to his job. So they're like, maybe it's something to do with the husband's line of work or something like that, right? Another was like, maybe this was like a return, repeat, I don't know, assailant, because they actually had the Forsteins had someone break into their house 5 years prior, but no one. Someone had broken into their house, but didn't take anything, but actually assaulted her. So maybe they're like, what? Why? Maybe they came back and they, I don't know, wanted to take her this time. So what happens next is they're searching, they're looking for unidentified women in like hospitals and mental hospitals and hotels and morgues, just trying to find her. But I believe that's kind of where they leave it. They sent out all these notices that were like, hey, if you see this woman, let us know. But no one knows what actually happened to her. Like, that's it. That's where the story ends. It's really creepy, right? Like, it's one of those great disappearances that just really stump people. Because once again, innocent, non-assuming housewife is kind of, seems like it's a targeted kidnapping, right? And just kind of creepy, as that air of creepiness to it. It happens at night, so sleep well. But yeah, so I hope maybe you have another mystery you would want to share, or maybe you want to reflect on that one.
I think you have all the mysteries, because you said you were Googling the mysteries.
I wasn't Googling these. These were just the mysteries that I liked.
Let me look up one. Georgia Guidestones.
Oh, I actually know about this.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, okay. Well, you fill in. Well, okay. Let me tell you what I know about them, and you can fill in some of the blanks.
I don't know anything about it, so.
You don't know anything? We'll Google it, and then you can tell the story.
I'm reading stuff.
Okay. So the Georgia Guidestones were, and I say were because they were demolished, I think, by the FBI or some State Department in 2022. They were blown up, I think, officially after, I think, a day prior, someone had made an improvised explosive device and tried to blow them all up. And then, like, a state agency was like, hey, this is dangerous to have this, partially formed stone still up. They could fall and crush someone or something like that. So we have to bring them all down. So they are no longer present, but they were in, I think, northeast Georgia. And they showed up, I don't know, in like the 70s, right? Just kind of out of nowhere. They know that it was like financed by one guy, but like the contractor who built them said he never interacted with that financier, who asked them to build it. They gave him a name. I think it was like A as the first initial, and then like, I don't know, some last name that just wasn't like real or something like that. It was clearly like a pseudonym. They didn't want to be found. And I think they met kind of shadily, and they just tossed the contractor a bag of money and said, build this for me. So I think it popped up kind of, because people really weren't digging around in like 70s northeastern Georgia. So they seemed to pop up overnight. And they have a couple cryptic messages translated into different languages around these 3 pillars. And the messages on them, and this is my understanding of them and kind of interpretation and bias in them, is that they're basically like, so they're talking about like the New World Order and like what to do when the apocalypse happens, and specifically they go into like how to breed the best people, and it's like slightly eugenics, and there's like slight, like you can interpret it as like, this is like a racism thing. Like, this guy's like, he wants an all-white society kind of after the apocalypse. So it's like that kind of crazy. Like, someone who believes in the apocalypse wants to tell the survivors of the apocalypse how to repopulate the earth, but they want to repopulate it with all white people. That's kind of like the message on the stones. As to why that, maybe that's why someone tried to make a improvised explosive and blow it up, because they disagree with the message. I don't know. But it was catching a lot of they were kind of famous in like conspiracy theorist circles for being like, this basically confirms the New World Order. This guy was talking the truth, and that's why he built these stones. So the New World Order must be real. If like this guy in bumfuck Georgia, put a bunch of marble stones up and, it legitimizes the New World Order and like conspiracy theories and yada yada. So conspiracy theories liked it. White supremacists liked it. It wasn't liked by the greatest minds of our generation. And that's about my summation of it. So let me know if I
So, yeah, I have the inscription here.
Yeah.
I have what the inscription reads. It says, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Unite humanity with a living new language. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. Balance personal rights with social duties. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature.
Okay, so
this
maybe
like
that's
the 10
premise, but like
there's like the 10 guidelines, I guess, written on there.
Yeah. So some guy, I'm gonna call him a little bit of a nut because like who does this? Like, sure you can be passionate about something, but then you like erect this monument out in the middle of nowhere. Like I got a good idea for society just in case the apocalypse happens. Like I really don't think post-apocalypse anybody right now their opinion really mattered. Do you know what I mean? Like we're on a path to the apocalypse already. I don't think, our actions or words should really be considered, after the world is kind of destroyed by our own actions and words. So whatever, but maybe this guy had a different, opinion, but, there was maybe less, I thought it was kind of like my not understanding of it was like white Christian nationalist kind of propaganda, but it's like keep religion in moderation. I guess you could really interpret keep the population kind of steady. It's kind of weird. Like why would they do that?
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think? Do you think it had some racial connotations?
Probably. I mean, I don't. It's tricky. Like, I'm reading all these other things. Like, oh god, where is it? All these astronomical features.
Oh yeah, like it lined up with like I wasn't sure if I was misremembering that, but doesn't it like line up with the solstice or something like that?
A pillar had a slot carved through it, which was aligned with the sun's solstices and equinoxes.
Yeah, so that's kind of weird. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's, here we go, conspiracy theories.
So conspiracy theories, one of, yeah.
Some conservative Christians have called the monument satanic.
Oh, the dude that built it was called Robert Christian.
Yeah. Take that for what it is. Okay. That's a good mystery. How much longer do you have?
Because this one.
You want to keep going?
No, we can wrap it up in a short little motif that ties everything together. One day you're the housewife in the 1940s, and the other day you're a crazy, and that really just means that you have to live every day, one day at a time. So with that being said, thank you so much for listening to The Experience Podcast. I'm, of course, the other host, Tanner Debates, and Daniel is my co-host as well. And this is my show. And I own it, and I get every dollar that we make. So please consider donating. Thank you.
For Tanner. Yeah, for Tanner, by the way. It's not for me.
No, this is my show. Okay, well, thank you so much.